Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast where we explore language used in everyday life. Today, we'll be focusing on the language used at airports. I'm ABL Nosharati, an English teacher and a teacher trainer. Airport experiences can be overwhelming, but understanding and using the right language can make the process much smoother. Let's jump right in. As usual, we're going to have a story, and right after the story, we're going to go through the expressions and we're going to highlight the keywords and we're going to have some examples. Here is the story. John was about to embark on his first ever flight. He arrived at the airport with his family and they went straight to the check-in counter to hand over their luggage. The attendant checked their boarding passes and IDs before directing them towards the security gate. After going through security, John and his family waited in the departure lounge until it was time for boarding. They proceeded to the boarding gate and the flight attendant greeted them as they entered the airplane. Finally, they fastened their seatbelts and enjoyed the flight until they reached their destination. Okay, now we're gonna highlight the key expressions and we're gonna have a number of examples to see how we can use them in our daily conversation. So don't forget to have pen or pencil ready. Now, the first expression, check-in counter. Check-in counter. The place where you can check your luggage and get your boarding pass. Example, we need to go to the check-in counter to drop off our bags. Okay, next expression, boarding pass. Boarding pass. A document that shows you have paid for a ticket and allows you to board the airplane. Example, don't forget to bring your boarding pass with you. So, if you don't have a boarding pass with you, you cannot board the airplane. So, you need to be very careful with that. ID, a form of identification usually used to confirm your identity. Example, please show me your ID. Okay. Directing them or directing someone, showing someone where to go. Example, the airport staff was directing passengers to their gates. So, ready for the next expression? Good. Security gate is the next expression. Security gate is a checkpoint where security staff check passengers and their bags before they board the airplane. Example, we need to go through the security gate to reach our departure lounge. Departure lounge is another expression, an area where passengers wait before boarding the airplane. Example, we can relax in the departure lounge until our flight is ready to board. Okay guys, next one is boarding, getting on the airplane. Example, the boarding process has started, so we should get in line. So, boarding means getting on the airplane. Boarding gate. Boarding gate is another expression, the entrance to the airplane. Example, our flight is departing from boarding gate A12. So, boarding gate is the entrance to the airplane. Flight attendant. Flight attendant. A person who helps passengers on the airplane. Example, if you need assistance, please ask the flight attendant. Okay, fastened their seatbelts or fastened your seatbelts. Secured the seatbelts on the airplane for safety purposes. Example, please make sure to fasten your seatbelts before takeoff. So passengers need to know that they should fasten their seatbelts before takeoff. Now, we're going to have a couple of or additional expressions commonly used at airports. Okay, carry-on luggage, carry-on luggage, bags that you take with you onto the airplane. Example, make sure your carry-on luggage fits in the overhead compartment. Good. Next expression used at airports, customs. Customs, an area where officials check your bags and passport when you arrive in a new country. Example, after landing, we need to go through customs. Okay, because your bags and passport, okay, need to be checked. Passport control, the area where officials check your passport. Example, please have your passport ready for passport control. Layover. Layover is another expression. A stop at an airport before continuing on to your final destination. Example, we have a 2-hour layover in Singapore before our next flight. So, a 2-hour layover means you stop at an airport before continuing on to your final destination. And next expression is connecting flight. Connecting flight. A second or third flight that you take to reach your final destination. So, it's a second or third flight that you take to reach your final destination. Example, our connecting flight to Paris departs at 4 p.m. Duty-free shops. Duty-free shops. Stores where you can buy items without paying taxes, so you don't need to pay taxes. Example, let's visit the duty-free shops to buy souvenirs before boarding our flight. Okay, guys, that was the last expression of the podcast today. That brings us to the end of our podcast about language used at airports. I hope you enjoyed actually our journey and learned some new expressions. Next time you're at an airport, you'll be more confident in navigating the process. Thanks for listening and happy travels. Without further ado, let's go to the next episode. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.